Good morning, cousin, and welcome to our daily divination ceremony brought to you by the Unbound Witches of Bright and Dark Center, where we serve an international community of cycle breaking black sheep queerdo magical practitioners. And it's awesome. Yeah, you're like the first person I've talked to so far this morning, so that's fun. This is a live collective reading. We have definitely been seeing a pattern. And like we've been pulling the same like 5 cards in all of the readings for the last month and a half. It's been this theme of a big decision needs to be made. You can't stick your head in the sand anymore. You are in a position to where you almost feel like you're caught between two worlds, and you have to choose where you want to be, even if that thing is like doing your own thing. Whatever this big decision is, it has to be made, and whatever you choose is going to be successful, wildly successful. So being really mindful of how many things you choose to take on is really important, because this year is going to be about you shifting from being a butterfly, so putting your eggs in a whole bunch of baskets, to let's put it all in one basket and go hard, right? That's what's going on. But you have to decide, what is that basket? What are you talking about? What do you really want, right? So that's been the recurring theme of the last couple of months. This circle is radically inclusive. You don't even have to identify as a witch in order to participate in this collective divination ceremony. This is a space that is curated to center your relationship with your intuition in this, rather than you becoming dependent on my relationship with mine. And I believe that the more you're able to actually experience that, the more you're going to not put up with anything less than that. I refuse to engage with you as if you don't have access to the same information that I do. Are we getting some orb action? Wait till you guys actually see and come to Weird Brook, come to the farmhouse, and just experience all that it is in a living home. A 200-year-old, very much alive home. Okay, so the question we are asking is, where does our attention need to be today to bring the most expansion to our relationship with our life and our practice? Your home wants to protect you and work with you. And it's such a different way of living when you are, acknowledging the sovereignty of your home and engaging with them as beings that you are in a collaborative, consensual relationship with. It's a whole thing. It's very different. And the doors literally open up for you. It's a whole thing. It's definitely not a place that you would want to go to if things like orbs or sounds or phantom smells or temperature changes or doors opening, if that scares you and you immediately go to, there's an enemy out to get me, or it's going to threaten my life, this is not the place for you. You'd be terrified. And then we would need to sit and work through what you're actually afraid of. Okay. So, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? And how can we do a reading with the cat on your lap? We don't need a blood sacrifice, Baxter. This isn't that kind of reading. We drew the Seven of Swords reversed. So this is the card that we drew. And as you can see, once it focuses, the card has a bunch of prompts written on it. And I'm going to read those prompts. And you are going to ask yourself, if my guides were trying to communicate a facet of my relationship with my life that I'm engaging with right now, what are they talking about? This is a tricky card because so many witches are still in the closet. They're still in broom closet. And so that means that you are masking. You are sneaking around. Yes, I completely 100% support closeted witches. You're closeted for a reason. But it is expensive. Like it does cost you because you're having to pretend that you are something other than who you are. When you are able to navigate your lived experience in a way that you're authentic and sincere in the way that you engage with people and who you are, there's this freedom to that. It's so much lighter because you can just be, right? Whereas the way that you're engaging with your life right now, and I'm not saying that it's the closeted witches kind of a thing. It's about, are you living a life that you are having to pretend to be something that you're not just to get through your day? And I already know that most of you are like, yep, even if you're out of the closet, so to speak, you're engaging in circles and dynamics, even if it's like your work dynamic or your family dynamic, to where in ways that you're not able to be sincere, right? So this card feels like, in what ways are you having to engage in that? How often are you needing or feeling like you need to mask or hide who you really are or what you are really doing because of like fear of being seen, or fear of being seen as bad or wrong? You're afraid that you're going to get in trouble if someone finds out what's really going on. That's the tension. In what ways do you feel like you're going to get in trouble if the world knew who you really are? Right? Now, I know this is going to surprise you because this isn't what we hear a lot in witchcraft spaces. They tend to focus on the like fear of like coming out or being sincere or true about who you are. Most of the time, and again, not saying all of the time, but a lot of the time, probably 70% of the time, we're the ones that are making it a big deal. And we think that the reaction is going to be a lot worse than it ends up being. Again, not all of the time. And I trust you to know where that line is and where you are with that. But asking yourself, is this real, or am I doing this, like making a like bigger deal, just assuming that everyone's going to reject me, when the truth is that if they really loved you and knew you, then they would see that. So it's a great filter. Being true to yourself is a real great filter. It's how you're able to attract those that are into it, right? If you're masking, You're hiding from those that align with you as well. Okay. Now we got to see what we're in resistance to or in denial of that's actually blocking our shit stuff. We got the devil reversed. To me, the devil card in so many ways represents the trappings of the big cappy pappy. If you know, you know what I'm talking about. We were raised in this culture that has indoctrinated us, told us over and over and over again that the way to happiness and acceptance is very, you have to be a certain way in order to be happy. And that is like, you have to have the most upgraded phone, or you have to drive a nice car, or you need to have a big house, or you need to be gentle and soft, or you need to be, whatever it is. And that is how you're going to get the things that you want. The trappings of the big cappy pappy are the like consumerism and this feeling like I need to have more and I need to have more. And what that does is it gobbles up your attention, and it keeps you in this perpetual state of like survival, right? Or distraction or dissociation from actually engaging with your life. Anyway, I could go on a whole rant about that. But if you being honest and sincere and authentic is going to cost you the trappings of the big cappy pappy, meaning stuff, big house, fancy car, these shallow relationships. Like, what do you want? Like, it's almost like that is the choice. Are you going to continue to fake it and try to force yourself to fit into this system that does not have a place for you and continually, again, requires you to pretend to be someone or something that you're not? Or are you going to be yourself and start connecting with others that are doing that, which is terrifying, I know. It's going to cost you, but this is very much saying it's going to cost you entrapment. You will no longer be in a cage, but that means that you're engaging with your life in a different way. Does that make sense, guys? That was kind of heavy. Like, I mean, I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you something. Changing the world, changing your reality is going to cost you every time. There's no way to change your reality without it costing you in some way. You just have to choose what you want to invest in, the reality you want to invest in. Do you want to continue to invest in this reality that's requiring you to be something to pretend all the time? That's very expensive. You're working real hard. How's that working out for you? Or are you going to start investing in a reality where you are exploring who you really are? You can do both for a little while. But it gets to this point where you're like, this is so dumb. I don't know why I ever tried to force myself to doing that, ever. You eventually get to that place. But you just got to decide, what do you want to start doing? Again, it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be this your decision bears more weight than you have been made to believe. You are a multidimensional being, and the choice, you making a decision, okay, I am no longer going to engage with my life as if what I'm being presented is my only option. I am no longer going to do that. I am going to uh, choose the kind of life I want and say no to anything that doesn't fit that, regardless of what it costs me, right? It's not necessarily going to be a tower kind of a change. Tower meaning your whole life crumbles to the ground all at once. It could be a gradual thing where you just start making small changes in the way that you engage with your life. And there's more than, we don't have to be so dramatic about it. I know so many of us are in that like burn it all down kind of state right now, but we will be burning eventually, everyone. You got to do that internal shift first, and check the ways that you are perpetuating and investing in the very system that you're wanting to burn down. It's a whole thing. I wrote a book about it. It's called The Grimoire of the Ungovernable. It's available through brightanddark.org. All of the proceeds of the sales of the book, The Grimoire, go directly to the operations and expansion of Bright and Dark Center, which is an international resource center for neurodivergent witches who are looking to reconnect with each other, themselves and each other. That's our reading for the day. I will be back tomorrow to do the reading again. And thank you, Ocean, for modding for us today. Appreciate you. This is definitely a team like effort to make all of this happen. I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, if you can't be good at it. Bye.